in every twist and turn. But Brick isn't just Levitt's show. The whole cast fits together like puzzle pieces, each one unforgettable. Nor is it Hetner as Laura, the femme fatale who glides through every scene like she stepped out of a Dashiell Hammett novel, all veiled motives and sly smiles. Lucas Haas's a pin, yes, the pin, short for Kingpin, the drug dealer with a limp and a cane, running his empire from his mom's basement. Megan Good as Kara, the drama queen pulling strings from shadows. Noah Fleisch as Tug, a brute with a soul, conflicted and volatile. Every actor brings something unique, raw, and slightly offbeat to the table. There are no stock characters here, just people you can't quite figure out, and that's the thrill. Now, let's talk about the world Johnson built. He shot Brick in his old stomping grounds, San Clemente, California, not some set on a soundstage. The streets, the school, the tunnels under the overpass, it all feels lived in, gritty, and slightly surreal. There's a timelessness to it. The cars and clothes are modern, but everything feels just a bit out of step with the real world. That's by design. Johnson said he wanted to create a feeling of mythic time, a world that's both familiar and totally alien. And on that tiny budget, every penny is up on the screen. Johnson and his team were resourceful to the point of insanity. They borrowed locations, called in favors, rope in family and friends. The actors rehearsed for weeks in Johnson's parents' living room. He worked with cinematographer Steve Yedlin, another name you should remember, because together, these two have become one of the great director-DP partnerships of modern cinema. They shot on 35mm film, using vintage lenses, going for that high-contrast, shadow-heavy look you see in classic noirs. The result is stunning. Every frame looks like it's been dipped in mystery and regret. And the sound, the music. Nathan Johnson, Rian's cousin, composed the score. It's not your typical orchestral thing. He created this haunting, sparse soundscape using toy pianos, kitchen utensils, and all sorts of homemade instruments. It's eerie, fragile, and perfectly attuned to the film's broken world. The music doesn't overwhelm you. It sneaks in, unsettling and unforgettable. Now about the script. The dialogue in Brick is legendary. It's fast, it's stylized, and it demands your attention. Kids in this world talk like old-school gumshoes. I got knives in my eyes, I'm going home sick. It's weird at first, but give it 5 minutes, and you'll be completely hooked. There's a rhythm to it, a poetry. The way Johnson wrote it, he never dumps it down, never winks at the audience. He trusts you to get it. And when you do, it feels like you've been let in on a secret. It's that script, that vision, that won over the cast and crew. Most of them sign on for almost nothing, just because they believed in the story. And the production stories, they're the stuff of indie legend. At one point, they had to rig their own dolly shots using a wheelchair. They sometimes shot guerrilla style, rushing through scenes before security could show up. Everyone was all in, fueled by passion, coffee, and the sense that they were making something special. But was it worth it? When Brick premiered at Sundance in 2005, it blew people away. It won the Special Jury Prize for Originality of Vision. Suddenly, everyone was talking about this strange little movie from a first-time director with a shoestring budget and an impossibly cool lead actor. Critics went nuts. Roger Ebert called it original and witty, an instant classic. The New York Times, Rolling Stone, Entertainment Weekly, they all raved. Audiences were divided at first. Some didn't get it. But for those who did, Brick became a badge of honor, a secret handshake. You've seen Brick? Oh, you get it. And then the film did what no one thought possible. It made money. On that $450,000 budget, Brick grossed over $4 million at the box office. For an indie debut, that's unheard of. But its real legacy isn't about the dollars. It's about the influence. Because after Brick, the floodgates opened. Suddenly, you saw more indie films daring to do the unexpected, to mix genres, to trust their audience. Studios started paying attention to young voices, to movies that didn't look or sound like anything else. And Rian Johnson, He became Hollywood's new golden boy. But here's the thing. He never forgot where he came from. Brick wasn't just a calling card. It was a statement. Every movie he's made since. You can see echoes of Brick, the intricate plotting, the oddball characters, the fearless tone shifts, the trust in the audience to keep up. Let's not forget the cinematography. Steve Yedlin's work on Brick is pure artistry. The way he lights those basement meetings, the night scenes by the storm drains, the sun-bleached afternoons that somehow still feel cold. There's this oppressive atmosphere, claustrophobic, almost suffocating, but beautiful. The camera lingers just long enough to let the tension build. The editing, too. Rian Johnson cut the film himself, slicing scenes with the precision of a surgeon. It's tight, never wasting a moment, never letting you look away. Behind the scenes, there are so many little stories that speak to just how much love went into this film. For example, Rian Johnson spent 7 years writing and rewriting the script, unable to let go until it was perfect. He worked as a substitute teacher while saving up money. He even made storyboards with Lego figures. That's dedication. And you can feel that in every shot. There were almost no controversies, unless you count the initial confusion from some studios who thought a high school noir was just too weird to work. But Johnson never wavered. He always insisted on his vision, and in the end, that's what made the film work. Sometimes, being weird is exactly what the world needs. And it wasn't just the critics who loved it. The film picked up awards at Sundance, as I mentioned, but also nominations and wins at indie festivals around the world. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was suddenly everywhere. His performance here is still cited as one of the best of his career, a benchmark for how to play a teenage detective without falling into cliché. You want to talk about music again? Listen for the subtle ways Nathan Johnson's score weaves into the story. It never tells you what to feel. It just gets under your skin, builds unease, amplifies a heartbreak. The whole movie hums with a kind of low-level